Okay, so we're going to watch a video from the classic, The Quartering. Okay, a little bit of culture war slurry. It has actually been a couple of, I want to say a couple of weeks since I've done some real, proper, good, old-fashioned culture war stuff. Okay, here's something that you might not know about me. I've mentioned it from time to time, but you might not know. I'm actually quite a big horror fan. I'm actually quite a big fan of horror films. So, some of the series and stuff, I actually know like some of the lore and some of the details of the like the story and stuff like that. So, basically, when I see people talk about like a horror series and they claim that it's gone woke, quite often I'll know what the horror series is and I know the story and I know like the lore of it, right? I am indeed. So this here, Candyman woke. Candyman updated to address social justice issues like gentrification. Woke horror by Jordan Peele. Now, before I get into it, does anyone know? Does anyone know the actual story of the original Candyman, or like the themes of the original Candyman? Because I do. I've watched the first two. I think I don't know if I watched the third one. I think that was direct to video or something. So what's so funny about this? The reason this is so absurd, I'll just tell you straight off the bat to keep it easy, okay? The reason it's so absurd is because, by the logic of these people, the original Candyman was woke, okay? The original Candyman was set in a low-income housing project, right? And the majority of the cast were all black. Like, it was like a sort of a statement on that sort of like low-income housing projects and how minorities tend to end up in them. Like it was sort of a subtext or a sub-commentary of that sort of issue in American society. Like, it was woke already. The whole thing is woke. And on top of that as well, the main character, the Candyman, right, was a slave. He's a ghost of a slave that was murdered during slavery because he slept with, I believe it was the white daughter of like one of the slave owners. So they murdered him. They took him and they murdered him and covered him in bees and stuff, right? So again, that's like a woke aspect too. Do you know what I mean? Exactly, Politakos. It was a response, and it was a way of putting out a film that responded to like the whiteness, if you like, of like slasher films and stuff like that. But yeah, it's actually a really interesting film. And there's even themes. So, for example, the main character in Candyman is a white woman. And one of the themes or aspects of the film is the idea of her being like a kind of white savior character. So that's another theme too. You've got this white woman that comes along to this low-income housing project, right? And she is, supposed to be like a kind of white savior type character too. So that again is another aspect of the film too. So the point is, the idea that Candyman gets woke is totally absurd and ridiculous when you actually know and understand what the themes are of the original films. I mean, to be honest with you, even if you'd have just watched the original film without really understanding the themes or the subtext or anything like that, okay, you would know that, like, yeah, it's silly to say it's gone woke. It's always been woke, so to speak, in terms of it's got very strong themes, like racial themes that run through the entire narrative, yeah? So, in any case, let's watch the video. Let's see what the Quartering takes issue with, and let's see what his knowledge is like of the original film.
Woke horror films is a thing that only 2020 to 2021 would bring you. And I think I know exactly why. Look, if you've been a fan of this channel, you know I'm a big fan of horror films. In fact, I just happen to have Friday the 13th on NES sitting here from stream last night. But
what's that? Oh, look, I'm a big fan of horror films. Look, would you believe it? There's one right here. Wow, look at that. I'm a big fan.
But look, the reviews for horror films are always bad. Every time you see, I even like the kind of the new series. The why can't I think of the name of it? They're all in the Conjuring type series. I know they're not amazing, but like as such a fan of horror films, it's really difficult. You kind of got to take what you get, and it's not always great. In fact, it's bad more often than not. There are some good classics out there. I'm still a big fan of kind of the Poltergeist era, the 80s
Oh,
kind of.
sorry. There's another element that I want to point out as well, right? There's another element that I want to point out too. Yeah. So, in the basically, Candyman the film is based on a book, okay, and the book is called The Forbidden. Yeah, it's called The Forbidden, right? The original book was actually had themes and commentary around the British class system because it was originally set in Liverpool, right? So it was about the British class system. So even the original film changed it from being about the British class system to be more of a commentary on race and social class in like the inner city United States. So even the original film, it was based on a book, and it changed it from the book to focus it more on the racial aspects. So like whatever angle you look at this from, it doesn't matter. Okay, the original film was 100% definitely, absolutely, totally as woke as you can get. Okay, for 1992 anyway. So I don't know what he's going to say, but whatever he says, it's going to sound absurd, I'm sure. I'm looking forward to it.
Horror films, early 90s. These are probably, to me, as good as they'll ever get. But every once in a while, I think there's a good horror film put out there. And I think nowadays, though, because of award season, because of the artificial importance placed on reviews, they started to kind of go down this woke horror kind of trend. And it's not really limited to just Jordan Peele. There's many kind of woke horror comedies or woke horror films. You could see from News Daily, this the rise of woke horror, the scary good filmmakers leading the rise of woke horror. No thanks. I mean, a woke movie in and of itself is scary enough. People want to actually relax and be entertained. They don't want to be preached at. And it always comes off as totally inorganic. I felt like Get Out was pretty on the nose, but it was kind of still a decent movie. But it's rare that people can go into a movie and say, I want to talk about this political issue, but through the lens of a horror film. You saw that with the, remember the liberals hunting conservatives, whatever movie that was, got politicized heavily. And the movie itself really wasn't like quite as bad as people thought it would be. But you had obviously Get Out being kind of that first kind of woke. But then you get all these films, they're talking about it and they're all terrible and you never heard of them. You get, Jordan Peele's BLM Parable, Get Out. You have Thelma, you have Raw. Raw was actually a weird, I think that was where you were eating raw meat. I saw that. I know I saw that. It wasn't good.
What is
The
all
Bad
this?
Batch, Revenge, The Cured. Have you even heard of any of these? No. Heredity was not good, but actually, it was okay. Okay.
What's all this filler?
But again, that's on the
This is all filler to get it to 10 minutes.
modern day level of horror films where they're all just terrible. Rift. Nobody wants woke horror films except for directors. And you got a guy like Jordan Peele who said, I don't want to hire any white people kind of thing. And everybody in media applauded it and said it was so stunning and brave to be racist. And that's cool. Jordan Peele can do that because that's what is acceptable, in fact, lauded in modern day. I understand the narrative about, not getting a lot of opportunities, and Jordan Peele is welcome to hire whomever he wishes for his film. I just don't think the way to overcome, racism is with more of it. I'm just a simple Midwestern guy. I don't really have to deal with the things that probably Jordan Peele had to deal with growing up. But now,
well, the thing is like it wasn't about. It was kind of like not the inverse of gentrification, but yeah, the original film was about this low-income housing project, and it was a commentary on how essentially black people were kind of stuck in this horrible low-income housing area, and there was lots of crime and criminals, and there was like a young woman trying to raise a baby, and it kind of showed the difficulty of that kind of stuff. Oh, didn't mean to do that.
Candyman. Now, if you look at the original Candyman, there were some kind of tropes about gentrification, hints of it. But I was in general kind of interested in seeing this movie. One, because I love horror and I watch almost every mainstream horror film that comes out, even no matter how bad it is. And two, because the director's Nita Costa, and she is the upcoming director for the new Captain Marvel movie. And I wanted to see.
I've not seen Hereditary. I've not really watched many modern horror films. Oh, anyway, yeah, let's see what he says.
Just if this person was worthy of the role they received. So now we got Candyman gets an update, and the horror is gentrification. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I can't wait to pay $15 to go to a cinema and watch this.
Obviously, the gentrification is going to be the subtext of the film. Just like in the original, the focus of the story. Like you can watch the original Candyman and you can think it's just about some scary ghost man. Like I watched it when I was a kid. Right? And I didn't really understand like the racial aspect of it. It totally went over my head. All I saw was a scary man with hooks and bees chases a woman, basically. Horror never uses allegories. It's just, what if scary man have knife? Well, yeah, exactly. And this idea that horror films aren't woke, I think horror films have got quite a rich history of having themes which like push social boundaries or make you think about something, or do you know what I mean? Like you get the kind of base level like slasher stuff. But yeah, like there's often a bit more complexity and a bit more going on behind the scenes than just man with knife stabs people.
Who can take a sunrise and sprinkle it with dread? All seems well in the initial moments of Candyman, the modern-day remake of the '92 horror classic, which opens with the sweet sounds of Sammy Davis Jr.'s classic, The Candyman. But then the song and film itself slowly become a spooky nightmare. We love doing stuff like that, the producer and Candyman co-writer Win Rosenfeld told The Post, twisting an otherwise innocent pop song that has become a signature of this production company, Monkey Paw, which he runs with Jordan Peele. The team did the same kind of creepy mix of Lanez's I Got 5 on it in the trailer for the company's breakout hit, Get Out. The team's new Candyman is decidedly a contemporary tale, referred to by filmmakers as a spiritual sequel to the original. Actor Tony Todd returns to play Candyman himself, which I think is actually really cool.
No way! I didn't realize Tony Todd was in it again. That's awesome. Tony Todd is like one of the best like horror actors going. Tony Todd is based for sure.
And that was one of the coolest parts about it, because that film's 30 years old and he's still coming back. It features a diverse cast, oh thank God, including black leads and a gay couple. Wow, take my money. And deals with the issues of class and gentrification in a real-life neighborhood of Chicago's Cabrini Green. Wow, I literally can't wait. After the most recent film of the franchise, 99's Candyman, Day of the Dead, God, that was bad, bombed at the box office, holds a 10% fresh rating at Rotten Tomatoes. Peele resurrected the series, backed by his proven horror track record, including box office success, Get Out and Us. I don't call that a proven horror record. Get Out was good, Us was not. So he's shooting 50%. And if you want to throw in what he did to The Twilight Zone, he's shooting 1 for 3, 33%.
The quartering film reviewer. Get Out was good, Us was bad. There was some other stuff he did which was bad. Therefore, he's at 33%. That's just maths. That's just statistics, okay? What was the verdict? I've not watched Us. Let's have a look. Oh, where is it? Us. I mean, I don't know. It got pretty good reviews. It only got 60% for like the review score, but yeah. With Jordan Peele's second inventive, ambitious horror film, we've seen... Oh, what's this? I don't know. It seems to have pretty solid reviews. Honestly, think that the anti-intellectual crowd would lose it over any horror movie coming out today. Alien and Nightmare on Elm Street would have too much subtext. Yeah, Alien. That's another great example, isn't it? If Alien came out today, they'd decry it as woke. They decry it as some woke nonsense, But yeah, that's got loads of like stuff going on that isn't just scary, spooky aliens. So yeah. Well, I mean, obviously these people say, "Oh, who cares what the critics think?" But if I'm looking at a film To be perfectly honest and blunt with you, if I'm looking at a film, I tend to look at what are the critics saying about it primarily.
Oh, no, it's not a proven record. We like to play with stories that are mythical and magical, but grounded in a way, or in a grounded way.
Well,
So,
I mean, look, this is kind of splitting hairs maybe or something, but it is a proven record, right? He's had two, phenomenally successful horror films that have been critically acclaimed. So, yeah, I don't know. Whatever, though.
Rosenfield noting that the themes in Candyman were ripe for him and Peel to mine. With the 92 original was loosely based around the idea of gentrification, if you stretched, sure. Around the Cabrini Green area, Chicago's most notorious projects, since torn down, the new version, directed by New York City native Nia DaCosta, intimately explores the idea of the transformation of a Chicago neighborhood through the eyes of its conflicted main character, Anthony McCoy, a visual artist who was formerly a resident of the projects. McCoy played the Emmy Award-winning Watchmen breakout star, Yahya Abdul.
It says it right there. It says it right there. I swear to God, this dude hasn't even seen the original. How can he have seen the original if he just looks at that? And also, why is the quality of this so low as well? Jesus Christ. What's that about?
The second is a conflicted soul, now living in a swank loft built where the Cabrini Green projects once stood. He haplessly summons Candyman while mining for artistic inspiration.
Thank you.
I mean,
will be hydrating.
okay. I think most movies oversimplify the idea of gentrification, Cooper said, who grew up in Soho and Red Hook, told the Post. Adding layers to the complexity of the popularity of the social justice movement in the last 2 years, a prescient topic at the film was originally set to be released in what would have been the midst of the peaceful protest last summer. It's uncanny that this film that Nia DaCosta crafted would speak.
Oh yeah, Candyman is really. It's really good. It's a great film. I'd strongly recommend it. The sequel's all right as well. The sequel's good because it gives you a bit more background on the. Well, I don't know. Like, on the one hand, it's good to get background on a character, but sometimes I feel like it's better for it to be a bit mysterious. But yeah.
Speaks to the unending cycle of bad behavior in American against black bodies was being mirrored in reality. You know that. Okay, do you know who's doing that? I don't want to get, you want. Okay, I'm not going down that road. I'm relieved it's not being released at a moment of.
Is he trying to do the? Is he trying to do the memes? Is he doing the memes? Oh my God, how ridiculous! Oh, getting political in your video about a little film. He was edging. Say it. Say it, Jeremy. Come on, let's go.
National inflammation. At least there's been a beat since then. I mean, I think I know why they do this stuff. And that's to get these articles written. Candyman gets an update and the horror is gentrification. On what planet would anyone want to pay to see this movie? Now, I think...
Now, listen, Biggs, okay. I know we don't agree politically about everything, so it's all good. Sometimes it's a bit much. Yeah, sure. Listen, to be honest with you, look, here's the thing, right? And people in chat can attest to this. There's been a couple of videos recently where I've watched the quartering and gone, actually, I agree with him. He's actually saying a good thing there. But yeah, I don't know.
Most normies, like myself, in terms, if it weren't for me having to cover the film industry, I wouldn't even know these articles existed, and I might enjoy the movie in a different way. In a lot of ways, covering this stuff, immersing ourselves in this kind of news does rob us a little bit of any preconceived notions before going into the film. There's absolutely a way you can cover gentrification and this type of things that it doesn't feel ham-fisted and kind of crowbarred into the film.
Hang on a sec. How does he know it's ham-fisted? He hasn't even watched the film yet. He's literally read an article that's spoken about it, and this is what happens these days. This is marketing, Obviously, it's not going to be like the dude goes somewhere. The dude goes in somewhere, and it's like, oh my God, no! I'm haunted by gentrification. What's happening? Obviously, probably like the original, you're going to have the main story, which is about the Candyman. But the subtext is there for you to pick up and engage with if you really want to. Right? No bending the knee to any ideology, exactly. Thanks, Biggs. But yeah, I don't know. I just think that, like, I'll wait until I see the film to pass judgment, right? I'll wait till I see the film to pass judgment. And if it is ham-fisted, if it is ham-fisted, then yeah, I'll say, oh, that was a bit cringe the way it was like this, this, and this. Is it even out yet? I don't even know if it's even out yet. Is it? Candyman movie, 2021 film. Oh, it came out. Oh, I can't imagine he's watched it. It came out yesterday, apparently. I doubt he's watched it. I doubt he's watched it. Maybe he has, but he didn't really make that clear.
Don't have really any faith whatsoever that Jordan Peele will be able to do this. The whole social justice underlyings in Get Out were about as obvious as a hammer to the face. So I mean, I don't necessarily know. I think that we live in a different era from a cinema standpoint. I'm almost certain that this movie won't make $250 million, but I could be wrong. It's going to depend. I haven't really seen. It's not like the film was marketed this way.
I mean, it's. I just looked. It's a 25 million dollar budget on the film. It's not a from the looks of it here. What's this? Yeah, budget $25 million. So I don't know how much it's going to make, but I don't know.
Only now are a couple of these articles kind of peeking out. When did this was written today? But the idea that they're outwardly trying to make it social justice-y, good for you. But now I'm not going to pay to see it in the theater, and I'll just watch it using other means. And I'm sure that many people will also agree, because I'm not going to pay to watch CNN, or get preached at by my movies. Maybe some people do enjoy that. Seriously, obviously some people do, and more power to you. Hopefully they buy 2 tickets, because I'm not going. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
There we go. Wait. I'm slightly disappointed your donor goal today isn't 420 in the theme of the debate. I'll change it in a sec to 42069. I'll put it as 42069, okay? Anyway, there we go. I mean, yeah, just classic quartering, really. I think that was just classic quartering. It was just like very generic, like commentary, suggesting it's kind of this woke thing when the original was woke anyway. Oh yeah, it was a bit meh. There we go. Sorry, that was a bit bland in the end. But hey, listen, guess what? I can get out a YouTube video. I can put the quartering in the thumbnail, and I'll probably get a few thousand views, and that'll probably be about 10 or $15 of ad revenue. So there we go. Job done. Okay. Hope you enjoyed that one. Hope you enjoyed that content. There we go. Quartering is a fool, obviously. Easy clap. Done. That's it.